What do you consider to be your greatest achievements over the past 15 years?
I think putting the sector much more on the national map, raising the image of charity leaders through Acevo, but sort of really working with government to promote the third sector as a major force in the economy, in public services, so driving that public service reform agenda.
And do you have any regrets?
I think the fact that we seem to be going backwards in terms of the image of the sector. And I guess as well, in terms of my time at Acevo, I think I regret not having a better relationship with NCVO. We were very competitive with them for many good reasons, but not always appropriately in terms of working in partnership.
I think it's fair to say that you divide opinion. Does that bother you?
No, actually. I think there's a saying that you don't make an omelette without breaking eggs. If I'd started off my 15 years at Acevo by wanting to be liked, I wouldn't have achieved what I've achieved. I think if you are going to be upfront, out there, robust in what you do, you're going to make some enemies. My former chair described me as a Marmite figure. I'm happy with that. I'd rather people judged me on outcomes than on whether I'm a saint or not, and I'm not a saint yet.
I've heard that you failed to sign up Tony Blair to the Labour Party during your student days. Is that true?
Yes. Yes, it is. I mean, Tony Blair wasn't actually interested in policy, although I absolutely was, and I was chair of the Labour Club. But I knew him, and that stood me in good stead in my time in Acevo. And actually, it was very funny because at our 20th anniversary, and I asked him if he'd do a reception for us at number 10. He said absolutely. But it was in the last 3 weeks of his premiership. So a fabulous reception in the state rooms, and he stood up to give a speech saying how wonderful Acevo is and how wonderful I am. So it's going to be quite an important speech. And just as he started speaking, the band in Horse Guards Parade started up with the Lord High Executioner, much to the amusement of those present. Now, some might say this is entirely appropriate, but I couldn't possibly comment.
I'd like to get some of your more general thoughts about the charity sector. Do you think it's been untreated unfairly by the politicians and the media?
I think that's a difficult one. I think we're in difficult waters because of the financial problems that we face. Increased demand for our services, and overlaying that is much more public scrutiny of what we do. Now, when I started 15 years ago, criticising charities was like spitting at granny. Didn't happen. Now it's become much more routine. There are two ways we can tackle that. We can go into a shell, we can hide in our bunker behind the parapets and hope it all goes away, or we can be robust in defending the values and importance of the sector. And I'm absolutely clear, and I hope I demonstrated at the time I was leading Acevo, we need to be robust. This is a superb sector, but it's big. There will be things that go wrong, but by and large, this country would be the poorer without a strong third sector. Vibrant democracies require strong charities that campaign. And if you want services that get to the root of some of the problems that vulnerable and oppressed communities face, you need the sector. And we need to be more forthright in defending that. And I think it's been sad that there have been so few voices amongst sector leaders prepared to speak out. I think quite a lot of our sector leaders have been frankly rather wimpish, and it's time they got out from the bunker and said, this is a great sector, don't you bloody well have a go at us.